Folks, welcome back to Conversations. We are your hosts, Ben.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're just talking about things that Asians have conversations about.
Yeah.
Apparently. What's up, dude? Ryan, I feel like it's been
We've had
about
a couple
a
of
month.
A month.
It's been about a month. But yeah, man, what's been good, bro? What's been good?
I mean, nothing's new. I've just been stationary here doing my thing. Playing
UPS killing the game or
UPS
what?
is killing the game.
You guys got holidays coming up?
That's what we're gearing up for. So it is a little stressful, but it's nothing that I'm not used to. It's just kind of one of those things that you just, like dance. It's the routine. You go through it. You perform, and then after the show's over, then you move on to the next. And that's basically what Christmas season is for us.
Christmas season. Yeah, we are. Dude, I can't believe we're at the end of this year already.
It's crazy, man. It went fast.
And I always say once Halloween's done, it's over. Because like every 2 weeks you got something. End. Like every 2 weeks you got a holiday.
Friendsgiving or something.
It's just event after event. But I love this time of year, man. It's finally cooled off. This summer
sweater weather.
It's
a nice sweater right there.
Thank you, bro. Shout out Chosun. Official sponsor.
Not a shameless plug.
But it is. But nah, man, I love this time of year, bro. I mean, we had a freaking hella hot summer.
Yeah, it wasn't. You know what? It wasn't that bad to me. I was in Studio City, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad because
you know what it is, because I don't have AC.
That's what it is, and you try to get me and my wife to live over there. You know what? If we lived with you, we would have been.
No, I mean we would just get it. Like you'd have to get one of those in-room unit things, which I'm gonna do for next summer. I gotta get
the Korean one, or like the Costco or whatever.
Yeah.
Get the Korean ones. The Korean ones are pretty good. The ones that go on the ceiling, like
that's the one. Oh, Steve has that. My brother has one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get one of those.
How is Steve doing?
Steve's good, man. It's just working, just that RT life,
Shout out to Steve. We love you, man.
Yeah.
What about you?
Bring him on the pod.
You just came back from New York, right?
I was in New York. TFTI, last
bro.
week. Come on. Bro.
First of all, was it like a spur of the moment thing, or you knew about it for a while?
No. I got tickets about a month ago, so not like hella long ago. And
you told us like 2 days before the last podcast.
Because I forgot. I was like, oh shoot, yeah, we were trying to record Thursday, and I was gone. But no, I was out there for Red Bull BC1 World Finals, which was freaking crazy. World class B-boys and B-girls from all around the world competing.
Oh yeah, Logan
defended her title. She killed it. So shout out Logan. She absolutely killed it.
Product of the dojo.
Unfortunately, did not win.
Damn.
Very controversial.
Close.
A lot of people, including myself, disagreed with the outcome. And
so did she get to the finals? She got to the finals?
Yeah, she got down to the final battle. And I mean, it's 5 judges, and it was 3-2. So it's like it's so subjective, right? Like,
And this is because I watched her entry, the ones that she did before, but I didn't watch the finals.
Yeah.
The final one. Yeah. So was it against? It was a girl.
Yeah.
Like female?
So B-girl India, who was her opponent, and I mean India killed it. Don't get me wrong, she was dope, but I just felt like Logan just had the stronger rounds. But you leave it up to the 5 judges. You're gonna have a subjective opinion.
For sure.
It was. I felt like it was an upset. But,
hey, you know what though? That loss, it brings character.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And she's young. So she has her whole career.
I mean, so she's right now. She's in Japan, doing like prelims for the Olympics. Sick. So she's about to go. We got an Olympic athlete on our hands, man.
A product of the dojo.
Yeah.
Nice.
So she's out there killing it. But no, it was good. I mean, Jabberwocky's perform.
I saw that too.
Mark's pulling up. This was last year's BC1, but yeah, Jabberwocky's killed it. Shout out Jabberwocky's. They did the performance for the finals.
I watched it. Yeah.
And like Rakim performed. I mean, it's like the mecca of hip hop, man. You're in New York City, home of hip hop, man, birthplace of hip hop, but it was dope, man. Good vibes. I love being in New York. I haven't been there since like 2018, 17. 2017. It was New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we did Times Square. But
I haven't been there since. Actually, I went there in 21. So.
But nah, it was dope, man. It was funny. I was expecting it to be like hella cold, but it was actually like the same weather as here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was like the same. So it was super like it was like chill.
But then like they hit a certain point in like I guess November or whatever when it just drops off.
Like, I think literally the week that I left, it dropped like 20 degrees.
It's getting cold here too.
Yeah,
it's getting cold here too.
True. I love it. I love this.
I wore a thermal the other night. So.
Sweater weather, baby.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah,
I love
yeah,
it. But no, New York was fun, and I was only there. I mean, it was such a short trip, man. Like 3 days is not enough for New York, man.
For sure.
I feel like you need to be there at least like 4 to 5 days.
5 days. I usually go there on a Thursday, stay there till Sunday or Monday morning.
Yeah.
I haven't done that since.
So I want to go back. Shout out New York, man. But yeah, then now I'm back in LA, and we got DesignerCon coming up.
Oh yeah.
Kinjaz.
TFTI.
Hey, bro, don't talk to me about that stuff, bro. I don't make the calls.
Who do I talk to? Mike Anthony? Who?
Talk to Mike and Anthony, bro.
I'm gonna have to. Where's my phone at? Yeah, okay, yeah. let me try to get me in first, and then.
Are you gonna FaceTime them right now? Or what are you trying to do?
Yeah,
you gonna FaceTime?
No, I'm not gonna. But you know what? I will say that I will definitely call them because they forgot about me for TwitchCon, so I was kind of.
Well, you gotta be more present, bro. Propinquity. Do you know what propinquity means?
Pro who?
Propinquity.
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 Look. All right.
Propinquity means being in close proximity and showing face. You know why? Mm-hmm. Because when you're present and you show face, people remember you. And when you don't, it's the whole out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, I get it. You're absolutely right. But you know what? It's hard to hang out on a Tuesday night at 11:30.
No one ever said it was easy.
And
you just got to put in the effort.
Or, hey, I put in effort. Don't forget.
Do you?
I've done it. I put in 3 years of effort for Dojo, man.
Don't matter what you've done. It's what do you do?
What do they? Don't give me that, man.
Take another sip, bro. Take another sip and talk about it.
That's not what we need to talk about. I'm already. You're just bringing out something else, okay? Anyways, try to get me that invite, all right? Or I need to talk to them.
That's bro.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm calling for you. I'm gonna come for you, Anthony.
But we're doing DesignerCon. We got a Bear Brick coming out.
I saw that.
Kinjaz Bear Brick, which is pretty huge, man. I mean, Bear Brick is kind of like the iconic, hype toy. That so many people
totally understand it.
So many people,
I don't understand it, man. Why?
Why what?
Why pay all that money for
because, bro, it's like, why are you paying for Jordans?
Because I wear those junks, man.
Well, I mean, you have like very expensive artwork on your walls. What's that for?
I got it for free.
You ain't wearing that.
I ain't wearing that.
It's art, bro. It's art.
All right. Okay. So it's art. I see.
There you go. You paying for the art, baby.
It's a conversation piece.
There you go. Conversation piece. Yes.
Conversation piece.
Yeah. Mark's over here looking at all the bear bricks. Yep. There it is right there. The Kinjaz Bear Brick. That's not the bear brick.
How am I going to get one of those?
Plush toy.
Can we get one right here?
I mean, you got to buy one.
How much are they?
I don't even know, bro.
This sounds like a plug that we're trying to do, but we're not.
Yeah, I don't even think I get a discount, bro. I think I just got to buy it at full price.
Probably don't.
But it's sick. I'm down though. I mean, shoot, it's we got a bear brick, son. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, that is pretty dope.
It's pretty dope. But yeah, man, I'm stoked on it. And so yeah, it's about to be a fun weekend. We're doing a little freestyle cipher there. So this episode is probably gonna come out when
after
much after.
Yeah.
But anyway, hope you guys caught us at DesignerCon. If not, sorry.
You won't catch me because I wasn't invited.
Catch you outside,
sorry,
though.
Ryan.
Catch you outside, though.
Dude, yesterday I went to the Post Malone concert, man.
Oh, shoot.
Post Malone. Shout out to Post Malone. If you ever get to see this, man, Cowboys fan, Texas boy, you are the man. You're a great performer. So much love to you. He was amazing, dude. Like
Where was it at?
It was at Staples.
Crypto?
I'm not gonna call it that. You know why? That's just gonna fall apart,
Well,
and they're gonna call it Staples Center again.
They can call it FTX.
Yeah, do you hear about that? That's
Of
see,
course,
man.
bro.
You know, you can't be bandwagon on that
Well,
kind of stuff.
FTX. I think don't they have an FTX arena in Miami?
In Miami, yeah, for the Heat.
They have
now
to change that
changing
name.
it, you know. So, anyways, yeah, it was at Staples Center.
Okay.
And it was kind of funny because my wife was like, called me like, "You want to go?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And in my mind, like the world that we lived in, like, you know, for us and just with anything, like someone calls you and invites you, I thought it was gonna be free. I thought it was like we got a hookup or something.
Oh, meaning like she hit you up and was like, "Hey, do you want to go to this concert?" Yeah. So you thought that someone was inviting you.
Well, it's funny because I would look at that concert and say, "Oh," I would like look at the tickets and get it all in the checkout,
right? And
I'd be like, "Oh man, Vera won't be down for that." So I just scrub it and just forget about it. I'll just watch the concert on YouTube or whatever. So when she mentioned it, I was like, "Hell yeah!" She was like, "Yeah, Joyce wants to know if you want to go to the Post Malone concert." And when someone says it and frames it like that,
yeah,
I was like, I mean, I should have probably asked a little bit more question, but I was like, "Yeah." And then we hung up because I was work. And then I found out later on, right before we went to the concert, that I was the one that paid for the tickets. Or we were the ones that paid for the
Wait, like, you paid for Joyce's tickets?
No. She paid for, she bought them, but then like I had to pay for them is what I meant. Like it wasn't for free.
Got it. So you just like, why are my funds depleted right now?
No, it wasn't even like that. I was like, "Yo, so how did she get those tickets?" And she was like, "Oh," I was like, "Who paid for the tickets?" She was like, "Oh, like we did." Like
you did, bro.
You did.
check your statement.
Yeah, but honestly, he's a great performer. Unfortunately, I only got to see like half of it because me and Vero ended up fighting. So it was like, it was a rookie fight. Like
what's a rookie fight?
A rookie fight. You fighting in public, a little drunk. Everyone's watching you. Like it was one of those. And we missed the concert, like most of the concert. You know, like and yeah, dude, and it's tough. Like I think it was one of those things where she was at a mental health thing where she was like tripping out on something, and she just didn't communicate with me. So it was kind of frustrating because I was basically just chill. I'm having a good time trying to be not the downer Ryan.
Okay. What really happened? Let me be third party guy here.
Yeah. So
give me the facts.
I'm telling you right now. So we went and we left to go meet our friends, and I I smoked a bowl before I was
you're about to go watch a concert.
Post Malone, and me and her friend are talking, and she's stressing out about work, and I'm just like blah 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 having a good time, and then she was like, "Can you like stop?" Like basically she was just really on edge, and I was like, "Dude, why are you being such a beezy to me? Like what's going on?"
Did you say beezy?
Hell yeah! No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I didn't call her one. I just said, "You're kind of being a bee to me. Like, what's going on?" And it's not like we offend each other where it's like, I mean, trust me, she called me a beezy sometimes too, You know what I mean? Like, stop being a beezy. Like,
okay.
But it's not that serious. It's not in a disrespectful way. I wasn't trying to, but it's communication, and
yeah.
And a lot of it, I realized, I mean, I'm like now, but okay, so let me get back to the story. So basically, I was annoying her like the fuck out, right? Like she was annoyed of me, and then she took it out on me instead of explaining to me like, "Hey, you're kind of being annoying right now. I'm stressed out. Like, can you stop?" Like,
and this is at the concert.
No, this is before the concert.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't until at the concert where I snapped, and I was like, "Okay, like this is, come on, man. Like I had to pay for this concert, and like like we're here, and I'm trying to have a good time, but you're like." Not like you're just kind of being a downer, and not even a downer. Like she's like, "Oh, I'm just not feeling it." Like she was just kind of being a downer towards me, like kind of being mad at me or something. She was annoyed with me because I annoyed her. When, because she's stressed out, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if that's a justifiable like reason.
Meaning your energy level was at a place that hers was not.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And that was annoying to her.
Yes. And then she took it out on me. Then I was taking it. And then finally at a certain point where I was just like, it was funny. Yeah, she said, I was like trying to have a good time at the concert. I'm like dancing. And she's like, hey, can you? It was Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch was performing. She's like, she's like, can you stop? I'm trying to listen to the lyrics so I can figure out why everyone likes him so much. Anyone knows who Vero is? You know this is a. And to me that was like, that's the last straw, man. Like, and I should have been more patient, man. I should have, because I'm telling myself every single time we fight, I'm like, you need to be patient, because when she does that, she's not trying to be mean. She's just lashing out or whatever. She's just being weird or whatever. She's being Vero. And so I snapped, dude. I was like, talking to her like that. I feel bad about it because now in hindsight, like looking at everybody, probably looking down at us, like clowning on us, that we're like fighting, you know. And I'm like, maybe people thought I maybe be rapping because I was like,
oh, but you had the rapper hands.
Yeah, I had the rapper hands.
You guys could have went viral, bro. Someone might have recorded you guys.
Yeah. And with all that's been going on now, it's like, I'm like realizing that's kind of like my dad. My dad's like that, you know, like he's like, you don't like me or you're mad at me? Why? And like, or like, you know, he just kind of doesn't. I need to learn how to just let it go and just let them be and just, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's an interesting perspective, because I feel like, I mean, growing up in Korean households, I think, I mean, probably all three of us in this room have, taken on some of the characteristics of our parents that
too many
we probably don't recognize. Yeah. We probably hate the fact that it's true, but it is like.
Oh yeah, by the way, I just gotta tell you, my dad said that he's gonna be our first subscriber on YouTube.
Look at that, see, but
I don't want that.
Dad support. Oh, he's trying to make sure. He's like, what are you saying?
No, you know what? I don't know. I honestly believe that he's really encouraging. Like he's like excited for me, right? Because he's kind of in this thing where he's recording on YouTube and he's doing like his sermons with his like, you know, green screen and stuff. Like, so he's
okay.
Yeah, he has.
So your dad's like tech savvy,
dude. He is, and he has like at least. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's like 700. He's in the hundreds of followers, right? So he's actually like, and he was asking me about TikTok. So yes, he is in the social media.
If your dad's TikTok pops off before ours,
before ours, yeah,
we're doing something wrong.
Yes,
man.
No, but you know, and he was like, oh yeah, you're in. So I showed him like the rough clip that we had that Mark sent us, and then he was like, oh, that's cool. Like, oh, this cut off. Like, who's doing that? Like, he had all these questions, and he was like, oh yeah, let me know so I'll be your first subscriber. And I was like, I don't know, man. In my mind, I was like, I talk a lot of so you got to do a lot of editing, bro. Like,
nah, dude. I think your dad, he just needs to hear the rawness, bro. So then maybe that'll encourage some dialogue.
I'm 40 years old, and I'm like scared, like my dad knows. Man,
your dad doesn't.
Of course not. Why would he? Why would I even talk to him about it? You know, like. I've never.
What about drinking? Does your dad know you drink?
Oh yeah, he knows. Okay. We went to a wedding a couple of weeks ago. Me, my brother, his wife, and Vero.
Yeah.
We walked to the bar. We bought alcohol, right? Like the bar at the wedding, and they had a cash bar. It was my cousin's wedding. And by the way, I got to tell you, my cousin serves in church. Her husband serves in church. Like all their church friends serve in church. Like they're all like really faithful and stuff. Like she's an amazing person. I love her, but they're not drinkers.
Okay.
So, and even probably the ones who are drinkers that came, they probably were like, oh, these are church people. We can't, right? We didn't care. We just went straight to the bar. We got alcohol. And then what's funny is that later on I went back and I said, hey, who bought alcohol to the bartender? She's like, only you four.
You guys are the only customers.
We were the only degenerates at this wedding. So
does your dad drink?
No, my dad will drink like a glass of wine for like like a couple of sips for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I mean, before I got married, we were in France. I tried to get him to drink like a $18 bottle of whiskey, and he went with this.
An $18 bottle?
No, sorry, 18-year.
Okay.
18-year bottle.
I was like, that's probably why. He's like, what kind of garbage is this?
No, it was a really nice bottle, and it was like
Lagavulin?
Lagavulin. Lagavulin.
Lululemon.
Okay, anyways, Lagavulin. Yeah, like, and I was like, you know, Dad, I wanna have this drink with you because as a man, like, I want to say I had a drink with my father before I got married, and you know, tell me something you never told me before, like whatever, you know. My dad was like, oh. And I was like, come on, Dad, like you used to drink this all the time. And he clinked with me, and he went, and he like straight up just left and went upstairs to my mom. And I was like,
So your dad used to drink?
he used to drink a lot, and then he stopped. But I think it was like beers and like soju or something. You know?
Okay.
I don't think. I mean, he did the Shivas. The Shivas, you know?
Okay, yeah.
So what is that, like Canadian whiskey or something? Like one of those things?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Something like that.
But yeah, like anyways, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, he's gonna listen to our stuff, so
Well, good.
maybe he'll learn.
You might have some therapeutic conversations with your dad. After.
Or he might be like, this is not what the pastor's son is supposed to be doing. I don't know.
That's also an
Can you
interesting
cut that
conversation.
out? I don't want to be. I don't want my dad seeing that. Maybe.
No, I think we leave everything in here. Nothing
Can we
gets cut
cut
out.
the
Nothing gets cut out.
podcast should be called? Can we cut that out?
Can we cut that out? Nah, man, we gotta keep it in, bro. Keep it in.
But yeah,
well, so I mean, speaking of your pops, like, so the UPS store was like your dad kind of like passed that torch onto you.
He got it. He was like, this is for family. But he, like, a couple years in, he gave up. Well, not gave up, but he was like, yeah.
So he don't operate any.
We opened another one, and then he did for that for a little bit. But now, like, he doesn't have to do anything. Like, and that's the way it should be, you know. But
Right.
But he still tries to be in it, and it's not
Dang,
that.
so your pops was a pastor and a UPS store owner. Like he was just.
Bro, he was an architect. He still has his real estate license.
Wow.
He has he's freaking annoying because he has all that. Like, he holds it over my head, like, you know.
Like, what have you done with your life?
Kind
of
of.
thing?
No, it's more of like, oh, you forgot what you were doing, like last week. Like, I have all these things, and like I'm 7 years old, and he just kind of like holds it against me. But I'm like, yeah, that's great. Like, you came from another era where you had to remember everything because you had no computers, and you had no like you know, barely had paper and pencils.
Barely
and
had paper.
Seriously, war-torn Korea. You know what I mean? So it's like they had to memorize with trees, like where they were walking and where they lived. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I'm sure they had to.
Probably much better survivors than we are.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
I wouldn't be able to find anything without my.
I mean, for sure, yeah. Me, I'm good because I watch Bear Grylls and like Survivor Man and stuff.
You watch Bear Grylls?
Yeah, bro. I know how to make a freaking like a furnace with like leaves and branches.
Let's go camping, bro. I want to see your skills.
Let's do it, dude.
I want to see it.
Next episode.
Next episode is gonna be
on
Conversations in the woods. So okay, so your pops, you know, kind of passed the torch on to you, and he's kind of retired from all that.
Semi, like, he's retired when he wants to be retired. Like, oh no, okay, let me give it. Okay, he helps me out a lot of the stuff that I haven't learned yet, which is, well, I've learned it, but like the back office stuff, like the taxes and stuff like that, I don't really handle. He handles that. So, but he, you know, that's like his last like straw of like what he can hold on to, because like everything else pretty much of the business I know. Like, I know more than him. Like, you know, it's.
So does he kind of let you do your thing though, or is he still kind of like looking over your shoulder? And
I mean, I think the pandemic definitely brought in a level of. He was busy. He's a, you know, jet setter. He's traveling every month. He was doing his. He has a school in different. Like a university in different countries in the world that he goes and teaches extended curriculum to pastors and missionaries.
wow.
So that's what he set up during the pandemic. It stopped. So this guy is a guy that he's like useful and he's needed by a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he just came completely obsolete. And I think that just kind of, oh, what's going on? Like, you're bored. Like, oh, what's this? Oh, like, you know, and then he's like nitpicking and I'm like, but this is spending, you got to spend money to make money. And I was doing these things. And one thing that I hate about Korean culture, especially Asian culture, is that they don't take care of their workers very well. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're overworked, you're underpaid, and you're underappreciated.
Right.
And that's the way it is in Asian culture.
Yeah.
That's why you don't tip in Korea. That's why you don't tip in Asia.
I don't like working with Koreans.
Exactly. That's why they always say, don't work for a Korean.
Yeah.
If you're a Korean, especially, don't work for a Korean. And that's like that's an actual thing that, like, even for me, like, I went against that, but that's my dad, that's my family. And yeah, you know, I'm not on par with as he is. He's a lot smarter than me. My brother's a lot smarter than me. But I'll tell you what, I have way more savvy and I have way more street smarts and people skills. maybe not maybe my dad has good people skills. My brother too, but I'm definitely the best one out of him, and that's what's made me successful. Like at least my store, and once it started getting better, where it was like, whoa, I surpassed his store. He still used that as a thing. Like, oh well, what can you say to me that I don't even know? That I need to know. My store is doing better than your store. My store is making more money, and I'm not even there. And I'm like, okay, cool. You're right. Now my store's killing it, dude. Blowing them $20,000-$30,000 every month out of the water. And he's like, oh, what's going on here? Like, oh, you're doing this over here? Like, nah. We're gonna take care. Like, like.
Wait, so he's not happy about the fact that your store is doing better. But he's not even operating his store.
He does he goes in, pays the thing, pays some bills, pays the payroll, and then he's out, and
Got it.
maybe orders some stuff. He does handle stuff. Don't get me wrong. My dad's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he hasn't, but I'm just saying like in terms of like knowledge of the business, I've done it for 17 years. And so I have 17 years of knowledge versus his.
You've been doing UPS for 17 years?
My store for 17 years, bro.
Dang, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's crazy is I just started falling in the stride of it now, like the last 2 years, where I'm like, I'm happy. I love going to work. Before I used to dread it, man. I used to dread it, but yeah, I love going to work.
Okay,
Aside from the fact that,
so the fact that you created a system that now it kind of there's a flow and it's making better money.
But I'm not spending a lot to where I'm like we're in the red or like in the black, whatever, not.
What do you mean spending? Like what are you spending
expenses on? Payroll, like rent, all.
Well, you gotta pay those. That's your overhead.
So what I'm saying is I try to pay my employees a little bit higher wage than most UPS stores, most retail places would pay. I give raises a lot more frequently in terms of because I'm like more of I'm not looking completely at the numbers, but we're good. Like we've never gone over, and so he's more of like looking at the margin. Mm-hmm. Like it's greed. Sure. That's really what it is.
You could be making more money.
Yes. And I'm like, no, I want to make enough. I can make enough to survive and make my employees' lives way better by paying them a better wage. And then they're happier and then they do their job better, which in turns makes the store more money.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the flip, but they don't understand that. I told him, you got to spend money to make money. But they're like, no. Because they come from the Korea.
Yeah, you gotta save every penny.
By then, yeah, right. Someone else is gonna try to get yours. Which in a sense, yeah, they're not wrong, but it's the Korean culture, man. Like some of that is it's toxic,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, so okay, I have I'm curious because you and your dad have been working so closely. I mean, well, obviously he's your dad. You've known him your entire life, but I'm talking about working. Has your dad ever told you that he's proud of you?
Maybe not in those words.
You're doing a good job. Has he ever told you you're doing a good
job? I'll send him an accomplishment, and he'll go, "Oh, good job," in cacao, But it's nothing where they make it a big deal. Like, hey, you know what? Because I told my dad, I said, we have levels of tiers of how well you do. So I was in bronze for the longest time. And then I moved up to silver and I told my dad, I'm going for platinum. Last year I hit gold, which is a certain amount of money I'm making every year gross, right?
Yeah.
And I sent him the thing and I was excited and my dad was like, good job. But it wasn't oh dude, you know what? We should pay you more. Or we should do this more. We should go out for dinner. This is awesome. Never accomplishments are never, celebrated.
I think that's the thing, bro. I think that's the Asian parents.
Why is that though?
I don't know, bro. I don't know what it is.
Sometimes for me, I see it as competition. I'm like, you strive and you are so strict. You want me to be successful, but then when I start showing success, you try to make my life harder. For me, for example, if I were to say hey dad, I'm doing so great. The store's doing great. They don't need me there anymore. And, I'm able to let me go and try to make money somewhere else when I'm still young and still people want to F with me, you know, like still want to work with me.
Right.
You know, and I'm relevant. And, you know, for them, he's like they don't understand it. They just completely don't understand that.
I mean, I feel like it's probably something that they learn from their parents. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
sure. No, it's
I
definitely.
didn't grow up in Korea. So, like, if their parents didn't praise them for their accomplishments and it was kind of everything was tough love, maybe that's the way that they think.
They're like, what do you want to praise for? We're in war.
Like, this is how it works. This is
Yeah.
how you become strong. This is how you become better, is by never being comfortable.
Yeah.
But then not saying being comfortable, but like if you get praised too much, then you're gonna think like, oh, cool, like I've already made it because like, look, I'm getting my props right now from my parents.
What's funny though is that it's weird is that they never be comfortable. Always strive for better. But at the same time, they tell us to be safe. Go and stay in your lane. You know, don't cause a problem. You know, it's like these are like contradicting ideologies. You know, it's like you want to be big and dream, but no, but don't dream that big. Like stay safe. Like go to school. Go to.
Well, so I think like a lot of at least Asian parents. Well, there are a lot of Asian like immigrants who were entrepreneurial, right? They started their own businesses.
Yeah.
Whether that's like a liquor store or a laundromat, whatever, like the stereotypical stuff, right? And then there's also the ones that like go into the system, the workforce, healthcare. That's what's safe, right?
Yeah.
Being like, go be a doctor, be a nurse, or whatever it is. But like, you know, even for myself, my parents, especially my mom, you know, wanted me to be in that workforce, become a lawyer.
Yeah.
Become
and
a doctor.
You took the risk, bro.
I know, bro. I'm the black sheep, man.
But you're not. You know, I don't see it as like that. Because if you ask your brother, maybe you ask your sister, like, do you feel like you chased your dreams and you fulfilled a lot of your dreams? Maybe they didn't, but I can say
I have, but that's unconventional. That's not what my parents encouraged me to do. They weren't like, go chase your dreams. They're just like,
they should have been.
They're like, go freaking be in school, get good grades, and get a good job.
Be out there way more if they did. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny. I was looking at this this thing about middle child like traits yesterday, and a lot of it was pretty true about me because I'm a middle child, and they said that middle children are often the ones that will stray from like what the parents want them to do. And I'm like, that is me. And I don't think I did.
Who's the favorite?
I don't know, bro. That one's hard. Like, I want to see. So I'll say my sister's the most successful.
Who's the most faithful? Yeah. Like, I feel like that's...
What do you mean faithful?
Okay, so like my parents, like they have this thing where the line is like success or faithfulness, right? So it's like, if I was super faithful and I pursued like being a pastor, they would be happy, right? Because I'm like, okay.
Dang, bro, Ryan the pastor is wild.
But they're like, yeah.
I want to see
the Church of the Left
Ryan
Hand.
the pastor.
No,
hold on. I think I need a refill to that one. Ryan the pastor.
Look, man. You know what my mom told me? She said, "You're gonna be a pastor one day." You know, I went to a church retreat where this lady came in. She was like prophetic, and she was like, "Oh, you know, there's a boy in this audience. There's a young man like, he's wearing the color red, right? And we all had church shirts, camp shirts that we all were required to wear that night. But I was wearing this dope ass Nautica shirt that I was like, hell no, I'm gonna wear this, right? And I went in and I looked around and I was the only one in the red shirt. And she
just pointed you out because she's like, who's this kid? I'm gonna call him out. I think this kid.
Wait, dude, you might.
He's anointed.
Did she give me a false because she was like,
I don't know,
God has been speaking to me for the last 2 days about you, and she's like, blah blah blah, and this and that, and then. Maybe. Anyways,
like,
it's
can you
not.
Talk some sense into my son.
I'm not gonna mock it. I'm not gonna say it's not true, because if I do, then God's gonna kick it in gear way sooner than.
You don't want to be a pastor?
Look, I'm not ready to be a pastor right now.
Who's to say you're not already a pastor right now, bro?
Oh, trust me, I'm not no pastor right now.
Hey, ministry is not always from the pulpit.
You're right. But I'm not. Yeah. Okay. You know what? That's another conversation. We could talk about that. But anyways.
Why, bro? Let's talk about it right now.
We're on a conversation. We're talking about
flow.
parents, okay? And the PTSD.
right.
Anyways, what this is a. I'm not gonna plug this, but I'm trying to do whatever I can to get to understand it, like reading, watching like other podcasts.
I don't know you read.
Yeah, dude.
You read?
Hell yeah, I read. You know what?
strike
I
me
have
as
to
a-
read when they don't have an audiobook.
You
I
don't
look.
strike. That's what I'm. I'm an audiobook guy. I don't read. I don't.
Look,
I just don't enjoy.
Look,
reading,
I do.
but I love.
I know
listening.
how to read. I don't read often.
How many books have you read in your life? Be honest.
Damn, dude. Like, okay, school books. Like, you have to read school books,
Just
or just
whatever,
books in general.
dude. I'll be honest. I'll tell you my
books in
number.
general, I probably did like 20 to 25.
Bro, that's way more than me.
Well, I know that.
It's way more than me.
Just kidding.
I mean, I
No.
read a lot of like Heathcliff and Garfield books.
Garfield.
I read scary
Hate
stories.
Saturday.
Scary stories, short story books. I read
All those
like,
little black and
yeah,
white
yeah,
ones?
yeah.
Oh,
I read those. So the thing is, so here's what I learned about myself. I only do well when I care about stuff. So if I don't care about the book, I'm not gonna read it. But I love scary stories. I love like the cartoon little comic strip things. So I would read those. But like
Heathcliff, yeah.
I might have not even read a single full book in high school. I think I read enough for me to try to BS my way through like, my essays and stuff. But I don't think I've read a cover to cover book in high school. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Catcher in the
hard.
Rye, I read a lot of it.
Like-
Holden Caulfield.
Catcher in the Rye, because, yeah, I mean, like,
I
that's
had
like,
to, but it
right?
was also
1984. Did you read 1984?
no. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It's the year after 1983.
That's pretty good.
No, it's about like it's actually a lot of the stuff that's in that book is like I feel like is the world that we live in. Big Brother watching over you, like huh? Which one?
1984.
1984. No,
Oh,
it's
we looked that up.
no, it's another author. It's not.
When I think 1984, no, that's not. That's a video game. It's wrong. I think
Which
it's,
one is it?
maybe it's 1884. It's like a plane. It's like a plane.
George
game.
Orwell. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is it George Orwell? Jeez. Yeah. The Time Machine. Yeah. War of the Worlds. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, see?
Look
Come
at
on.
you. Look at you,
So-
scholars over here.
Yeah. So 1984. You know what's funny is we read Lord of the Rings, but I don't remember any of it.
I didn't read none of that. I just watched the movies. I'm like, oh, okay. That's it. I'm a
These
movie
are
guy.
books?
I'm a movie guy and I'm an audio guy. I love listening to like audio
Look,
books.
man,
That's how I learn. I don't
no-
learn well. I'm not a
No
reader.
joke. If it had an audiobook, I would have gotten it. But I got this as a gift. It's called Permission to Come Home by Jenny T. Wang, PhD. If you hear this or you see this, much love to you.
Bro, your cacao is blowing up, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Put your junk on silent.
Dad?
It's your dad, bro. He's listening.
No, Dad.
Are we live streaming right
The
now?
only person I talk to about cacao is my dad. What the heck?
His ear's been burning, bro.
He's like, oh, God is telling me you're talking shit about me.
Well, dang. Okay, so going back to your pops.
Yeah.
All right.
I just feel like our parents are just competing with us, or some. I don't know.
You think so?
I think they're not. They want us to be successful, but if we're successful too quickly, too fast, without going through the struggle.
I don't think that they're competitive. I just think that they're always going to be critical. They're going to be your parents always. Like, they're always going to have an opinion about you should do it this way versus that. Like, anytime I still like drive my mom will still give me directions. And I'm like, Oma, I'm looking at Waze right now. I think I trust Waze a little bit more than I trust you. She's like, why are you taking this street? I'm like, well, because Waze is calculating traffic. And she's like, I always go this way. I'm like, and you know what I mean? Like, I trust.
Hey, you know what,
I
though?
trust
Can I tell you something,
technology.
though? Can I tell you? I've been in a car with you. Sometimes you rely on that Waze way too much.
Dude, I don't
Because
ever.
there are sometimes way better routes.
There
so
are.
I'm kind of feeling like your
There
mom might
are.
know something you don't.
What? Dude, I'm that guy. I'm that weird dude. No matter what, I'll always. I'll always.
You've been there
Waze.
20 times.
Yeah.
And you'll Waze every
Because I
single
think
time.
if there's a way for me to get there 1 second faster,
Waze, if you want to sponsor someone, you sponsor this man. This guy
Sponsor
believes
me.
in your product.
I believe. But there has been a few times. There's been a handful of times where Waze is stupid.
It's stupid.
Like,
It is stupid.
And I'm like, I'm like, there's just these roads are just blocked, and I just
No.
went through another way that I saved like 10 minutes.
No,
I'm
so
like,
let
what
me
the
tell
hell?
you why it's stupid. It's stupid, number one, because it doesn't consider real traffic. Where is real traffic coming from? Real traffic is where it's funneling into freeway entrances. Freeway entrances are any street that leads to a freeway entrance. Don't ride that street. That's going to give you the most traffic in LA. But they always do it. And then they always take you to streets that don't have lights. That you have to make a random left turn on some crazy ass street. If I created an app,
You should make an app, bro.
I should. It should be called Rise.
Rise to the occasion.
There you go. Or Rise, or you'll. It doesn't matter, but.
Sounds like a new dick pill.
It does sound
Dick
like
pill / GPS in your brain. No, like there's things that like there's streets that I get through LA traffic in 20
and then
minutes.
you would do
everywhere.
the voiceover on it too. It's like, bro, you need to make a left, bro. I don't know what you're sitting at this
No,
intersection.
I
for.
wouldn't do that. It wouldn't be soothing enough. But I would get like Terry Crews, Arnold Schwarzenegger, some fun voices. You know.
Interesting
That's,
voices.
yeah. That's,
Okay.
anyways, yeah. That's what were we talking about?
We just tangented.
We just hella
Nah, I
tangented.
mean, yeah.
Ways routes.
I mean, yeah. Anytime I'm driving
sorry,
my
that was my
mom,
fault, yeah.
she is always going to tell me that there's a better way to go here. And I mean, I just think that it's not that they're competitive. They just will always be your parents, and they always want to
Sure.
tell you that there is a better way to do something.
No, okay, for sure. In your situation, it's your mom. Your mom is gonna be a little bit less aggressive than, like, your dad, right? So like, I have my dad where he's like really.
Who do you get along with better, mom or dad?
It's weird, man. I feel like they talk about it right before I come home. They're like, "Oh, which one of us are cool with Ryan? Which one is good? Yeah, like which one is cool with Ryan? You and me." And they switch off because it's so random. Like someday.
Oh,
okay,
you mean they like kind of tag team, and then
it's like when they're
sometimes mom will
together.
come with you.
When they're together, they're like not cool. When they're separate, I get along with both of them individually, which is weird. Like even when my dad's there, like even when he's doing his thing and he's kind of like whatever, like I can take it more than when my mom's there because she's like, yeah, like she's like, she's the hype man.
Do your parents agree in terms of like their advice to you?
No.
So they have conflict.
It's
how
very
they
Korean.
feel. Like,
It's very Korean. Like,
do they fight?
hey,
funny?
I'm talking. No, they don't talk. They don't fight anymore because my mom is just like, she knows. Like, don't deal with it. Like, she, like, whenever he just says
What about
something-
when you were kids? Did you?
Dude, they fought all the time.
And they would fight in front of you guys.
Fight in front of us, not so much, but they would fight. And there was one time I remember when my mom got her luggage and she started putting her clothes in. She's like, I can't deal with this. And I didn't fully understand.
You didn't get what
I
was
didn't
happening.
get it because I got it from a different. I saw it from like, I'm a kid, you're a dad, so I had to, right? Now I'm an adult, and now I'm like, oh, I see what you're dealing with because my wife is dealing with that. My wife is dealing with a smaller version of him through me, which I'm now.
That's a very big thing to.
Oh
recognize.
no, I've noticed it. I. Which is what's funny is that I've realized it through Vero, and her family is very vocal, and they're like very like, hey, work on this because they're all pretty well-rounded, pretty good people, and they all get along really well. And despite their, I'm sure they have their own Korean drama and Korean. Oh, they do PTSD. It's like yeah, it's.
Well, I think when you talk about Vero's family, and I mean from what I can see, I feel like her family's pretty close. I know she's really
They are
close,
really close.
really
They're
close
really
with
close.
her older sister.
Yeah, they're really close.
And I think a lot of that comes from communication.
But what's funny is that they adopted the mindset of the Korean. Shut up, put your head down, and just do it.
But do
All
they
three of them.
communicate though? Do they talk about stuff?
Honestly, I can't say that they do. I could be wrong on this side. They might, but their love is a love where they like accept each other for who they are, right?
Yeah.
But even for me to like, I'm trying to go reverse the pattern of what our parents did,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And they're very strong on that like mentality. It's kind of bred in them. But what's funny is that their mom was really strict and really controlling. So one thing that they all have in common is that they don't like anyone telling them what to do. Like they're very like that. Like they want their freedom. Not that anyone likes anyone and any of that, but like like it's almost really like whoa, like it's to where they might want to do. If someone says like, hey, like Vero, like if I say don't do that, like she's more inclined to do it just because I said don't do that. Like she has a very rebellious like nature to her, and that's it's you know. But at the same time, their Korean side is what? Stop complaining, just do it. Just
would
fucking
you say between you and your brother that you were the rebellious one?
Ooh. You know what's tough is that my brother.
Wait, you're the youngest.
I'm the youngest. My brother's 5.
Vero is youngest.
Middle.
Interesting. So I was looking up a compatibility thing, like if
it should be youngest and oldest.
If you are a this, then you should marry a this.
Youngest and oldest, right?
Yeah.
Because one will take care of the other.
Right.
I'm youngest and she's middle. We're both selfish as hell. We're both like she had to fight for her attention. I got all the attention. It's real talk though. Like, what really works, right? It's all about here and wanting to. Right. Marriage is about that. And once you get past this part of like what you're used to, I think it could be beautiful because you have a lot of things in common. Whereas me and Vero, we grew up very differently.
So I think the solution, or at least I don't know, maybe not the solution, but the thing that helps the incompatibility things, right? Mm-hmm. The things that are not necessarily, you should look for somebody who's more this because you're going to naturally be more compatible in this way. Just because it's more compatible doesn't mean that you can't navigate around it. And I think it just takes a little bit more effort.
Sure.
And it's the communication. It's just like what you said. It's really being intentional and going out of your way and even getting uncomfortable to talk about everything and not just sweeping it under the rug or not
being uncomfortable to actually attack it because you don't want to fight then.
And I think, I mean, dude, we've been dating for what, a little over 4 months now, so it's been, you know,
getting there.
Getting there, right? You know, getting there, growing up over here. But we've had already a handful of things, you know, like some arguments and disagreements and things that, like, you know, we're like, yo, that's a trigger. That's something that I feel like is from my past that I didn't realize what it was.
That?
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we communicate it. We're both in therapy.
But do you communicate it like, oh, that's a trigger, or do you get triggered?
So we talk about both. We talk about, because you don't go down the list of like, here are the things that are gonna trigger me, and it's like
we should,
but it's when those things happen, and then like the emotions kind of, you know, they come out first. They're like, yo, and you know, we all kind of let our emotions sometimes just kind of say the first word, and then when you can kind of come down from the emotion, and then it's like, okay, I apologize for that. That is something that I struggle with because in my past X, Y, and Z happened. And so when someone talks to me that way, or the tone of voice comes out in that way, or something is not reassured to me in a certain type of way, I feel these things and my insecurities because of my past come up, and we talk about those things. Yeah. And so like now that we're like, I think once you establish we're a team, it's not me against you. It's not like who can score more points. It's like we are trying to get somewhere together. So once you can kind of establish like we are teammates, and I want you to win as much as you want me to win, and we want to win together, I think that's the stuff that like helps, you know, any relationship between, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, like kids to parents, like, you know, our parents aren't over here trying to be like, we want to beat you in life. They want you to, I mean,
it's hard to tell though. It's hard to tell sometimes.
I genuinely believe your parents want you to do better than them.
You know what? No, I'm not saying they're competing, right? They want you to do better than them, but they get mad that if you get it faster than them.
No, I don't know that. No, I think they get mad when they think you're doing it the way that they think you should do it.
When you're cutting corners, that's what I mean by getting it faster. You know what I mean? Like Like you're cutting corners. You're not doing it the way they did it. Hard work, sweat and tears. Rolling up your sleeves and your bootstraps and all that crap. Like that's what they had to do because
Well, yeah,
we
it's a
have
different time.
technology.
Yeah,
we have
technology
and that's why it's so like, man, like, why are you like? It's for me with being in my position. It's just that's the way I see it. I don't see it as us being he's being competitive, but it's like this is what you worked hard for. Why are you fighting that? Like what is the value of seeing me work
do you
80
feel
hours
like,
a week?
Do you feel like your dad micromanages
Oh,
you?
hell yeah. He micromanaged the shit out of me. And it's to the point where he's like, he's counting the hours that I work. And I'm like, really? I haven't been like hourly in so long. Now that I'm like doing well and like you're caring about that, like, and to me, I'm like, you're honestly, this is the worst thing that you could do for this business because you're making me unhappy, and I'm the one that's happy that I'm bringing this. Like, I'm happy, so it translates in my work, and I'm happy to work. That it translates with people, they see it, and then they're happy to come.
Do you like hang out with your dad?
I wish that we did more, but no, I avoid him. I try to avoid him as much as possible because we can never just separate. Like I keep telling him, the minute you let go of
challenge you.
Nah, bro.
You should hang out with your dad.
Nah, bro.
You should hang out. You should take your dad out to go like fishing or something.
Bro, didn't I just tell you about was that on camera? Did you guys catch that? The him in France drinking the
You don't
thing?
need to take him out drinking.
Sure. No,
Take
this is
him
my
out,
thing.
do something that he enjoys. But what does your dad like to do? Hiking? I feel like a lot of Korean dads like to hike. I feel like
No, he's not a hiker.
What does he do, bro? I know he enjoys something. Is he athletic?
I'm a horrible person right now. I'm like
You don't know what your dad
Oh
likes
no,
to
you know
do.
what? He's really into jazz flute. No, the saxophone.
Your dad plays the saxophone?
Yeah. Saxophone.
That's pretty
Saxophone.
saxophone. That's pretty sick. Well, I mean, I don't imagine you can jam
He's not
with
bad.
him.
You know what's funny is Vero's dad plays saxophone too.
Okay,
Or
so
saxophone.
Y'all should
Saxophone.
go to a freaking jazz concert, dude. Take your
But
pops
see,
out.
here's the thing. I don't think that he likes jazz music or likes the saxophone music.
He just likes to do it himself.
He likes the fact that he can do it well.
Okay.
And he plays Christian music, right? Like maybe I can take him to a Christian. I don't know. Like, I don't think if I took him to the Philharmonic, like the LA, the Hollywood Bowl, right? The Hollywood Bowl, and it was like some thing where it was like Kenny G or something, he wouldn't appreciate it. I could be wrong, but I don't think he would appreciate it.
Okay. Outside of the saxophone, if I were to take my mom to like freaking Huntington
Oh,
Park,
my mom's different. I could take because my mom has. Me and my mom, we vibe.
So
like,
you hang out with your mom.
I like my mom more because I got my style from her. Like when she saw me with my blue jacket for my my wedding, my dad was like, "Oh, that's so like flashy," and like people, and my mom was like, "Oh, this is nice."
Oh, bonita.
No, she still was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, chuta," and I was like, "You really like it?" She's like, "Yeah, I like it." I was like, "This is exactly who I got my style from."
I think here's
dude.
the challenge, bro.
Let me hang out with my mom. I want to hang out with my mom.
Well, we're all mama's boys over here. But I think as Korean American like men, we have a lot harder time. I mean, I'm in a different situation. My dad passed away and my dad had a different thing.
Yeah.
But if he was still alive and mentally like in a place where I feel like, okay, he didn't get shot, that's for another episode. But I would try to be like, man, how can I like crack this guy?
For sure. Oh,
How
man,
can
dude.
I like? How can
The
I?
only way to crack this guy is for me to just do exactly what he wants.
No, I don't think
work
that.
not like
I don't think
you know.
Whatever. I'm sure you take your mom out to like date night, right? You know, you
Once
take
in a
it-
while, yeah, I've done it. But you know,
We all need to do more.
See, here's the thing, dude. My mom is just like she's that typical Korean, like Ajima, like Korean, like don't make an effort for me. But then like if no one does, she's like, what the freak, like.
Dude, every mom wants.
Okay,
to-
fine. Okay.
Every mom wants to hang out with her son, bro. And every mom is gonna love.
I don't know if my
when her
parents want to
son
hang out
takes
with me,
them
bro.
out on
like,
a date.
And I'm not saying it as a sob story. I'm just telling you, like, my parents are. You know what's funny is my dad was like, "You have you're focused on so many other things. You need to focus on one thing and just go." And I'm like, Dad, that's who you are. You've done so many different things. He does so many different things. I'm like, that's one. And I think that's actually the one thing that made him like, oh, understand about what I'm doing with streaming and what I'm doing with podcasts. He was like, oh, okay. Like you're trying different things like how I do.
Well, the fact that your dad was excited about the fact that you're starting a podcast and he was like, oh, like who edited this video?
Trust me, man. The minute he hears our content, he's going to be like, hey, we need to talk.
We're canceled?
Canceled by my dad. Yeah, for sure. Not that I care, but I mean, like, I would love for him to hear this stuff and then be like, oh, I was or like,
so, but that's why
like,
I think it's important because your dad doesn't know how to be any other way than he
my
is.
dad doesn't know me, bro. My dad sees me as this like
I think
7-year-old kid that got arrested at
you need to show him.
Safeway.
You need to. Hey, I'll tell you right now, the biggest time that I ever felt like I connected with my mom, and I don't want to tell the details of what it was, but I screwed up so bad that I was like, my mom is about to like disown me if I tell her what I did. And then when I did, she didn't. And that surprised me. And I was like, whoa, my mom actually has my back.
They're surprised.
You know what I mean?
They're surprised. They surprise you that way. Like,
yeah. Like,
really.
I was like, if I tell her, it's going to break her heart. She's going to be like, how could I have raised a son who could do such a thing? Like, it was that level. She did not come at me like that. She was caring. She was, I mean, well, I guess moms are different. You know what I mean? But I never had that opportunity to have something like that with my dad. But I will say this. I think your dad is proud of you and he trusts you. Otherwise, he would not have you take over the family business. If he thought you were an idiot and you were just going to screw it up, he would have just been like, nah, I'm not going to give it to him. He's just going to mess it up.
Oh, I think he does because I've been doing this for 17 years.
So, but 17 years ago, he would not have given you that opportunity if he thought like you were incapable. And he was like, I want to give him an opportunity for him to like figure this out.
Sure.
But if he thought exactly.
You know? But, you know.
But you have to realize that your dad also believes that you're not an idiot. He's going to be your dad.
No, but he forgets that I'm human. And he forgets that humans make mistakes.
That's the Korean dad thing where like whatever it is, they don't feel like they need to like encourage their son because they're like, he has to be a man. Like just be strong. You know what I mean? But like
but my dad's he's a pastor. He's a pastor that this is his business to be understanding and like. But his Koreanness, his Korean side,
it's the Koreanness,
takes over his pastor side, which is a trip to me. That's how strong Koreanness is.
Oh, bro, I already dude. That's a whole other.
And
episode.
that's why I'm trying to fix it because my wife is telling me like you're too Korean. But what she needs to listen is you're too Korean too.
Both of y'all are Korean as hell.
But her Koreanness is making her not listen to that. I'm telling her that.
Right, both of y'all are Korean as hell, which is
I'm getting
fine,
excited right now.
Which is fine, but I'm saying. If you were to catch your dad off guard, because I think both of you guys, like you've learned your pride and like all of that, like from your dad. That's why you guys aren't willing.
Yeah.
You guys aren't willing. Alike. You guys aren't willing to do this. It's just this.
We're exactly alike.
And so, but like if you were to catch your dad off guard, like, Appa, like let's go do something fun. He'll probably be like, what do you mean fun? Well, we don't have fun. It's like exactly. That's the problem.
He wouldn't even. He wouldn't even say, we don't have fun. He's like, yeah, it's up. Whatever.
Like, oh, that's a waste of time. A waste of money. I get it. But just do something.
Man, you're making me think right now, man.
Do it as an experiment, bro.
I got to take him to YouTube Con or something?
Take him to YouTube
Here's the thing, bro.
I don't even know what that is.
The point of doing that, I'm just making it up. I don't know if there is, but StreamerCon or something, right? Like, but the thing is like he would to really enjoy that and really like thrive in that situation. You got to talk to people. He's just gonna be in his own like.
Hey, then just hang out with your pops. You don't need to go talk to people. You just be, check this out. Like, oh, this guy is the #1 YouTuber, and like whatever the freak it is, bro.
You're right. I know what you're
Like
doing. I know what you're doing.
Like it's
And
like take your pops fishing. I don't know if he likes fishing or whether you like fishing, but
you know what? He does. He does like fishing.
It's catching them off guard because they're also used to. He's used to the dynamic between you two.
You're right.
He's not gonna try to break out of this. He's just like, oh yeah, this is how my son is to me, so I just have to always be like this to him. He's not gonna be progressive. You are the one. You are the one that has the potential to be progressive. It's not a bad
idea because number one, he likes fishing. He has always tried to get me and my brother to go deep sea fishing with him. I don't do it, but my brother-in-law, Vero's brother, is a huge fisher, and my father-in-law is a huge fisher, so maybe we can set something up and
I would also say don't do it with Vero's family.
Bro, I can't do I don't know how to. Okay, with Vero, at least with Vero, because Vero got to be with me. Someone got to put the hook, the worm on the hook. You know?
Okay.
Do they use worms? Anchovies.
Yeah, do the myorachi.
Myorachi.
So I would say I would do it by just you two. Just see what that is. Because if you bring Vero, then it's like the dynamic of
you're
like,
right,
oh, okay,
you're right. But it might be
more
fun.
My son's wife is here, so I have to behave a certain type of way.
No, but you know what? I want him to be that way. I want him to behave. I want him to see that, like, I want him to have fun, like, to show him that he could have fun with me. And Vero might be the outlet to do that. But, like, if we do it together, I don't know. We might start arguing. Like, I thought about taking him clay shooting. But I was like, man, if we start arguing and I start getting heated, I might shoot it. I might shoot his foot. I might shoot his foot. Or
not a good idea.
Yeah, dance, Dad. Yeah.
Well, you know, if you feel like having your wife there would help the vibe, but
I will consider it.
I just think your dad probably has never seen you make the effort to be like friends with him.
I've tried.
But how? Doing what? What did you suggest?
I mean, my brother doesn't talk to my dad, like, at all.
Exactly.
When I come home, I'm like, I go into his room, like his streaming room. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, oh, what are you doing with this? Like, I try to bring up conversations, and then he's like, yeah. Did you do this, like, for the job? Like, and I'm like, yeah. And then like we start going, and then it snowballs into something. You know what I mean? And like lately, I've been doing to the point where I'm like, once we start, I actually no, I'm like, Vero, we go there, we hang out there for like an hour, and we leave. Before we get comfortable to start talking about anything, dinner, hey, you know, and I bounce. Like, that's what I've been doing. And I know, like, it doesn't sound great, but I work with my parents. Like, I run a business that they're reliant on. And so they have a lot of critique on me.
I get it. So that's what you need to shake up. You need to shake up.
You're right. But I don't want to.
Why? You don't want to have a better relationship with your parents?
I do, but that's not the way, because...
That is the way. What else is going to change it then? Like the same thing? The same thing's not going to change it?
It's like, it's his mentality. Like, where he's like, oh, it's time to pass over the reins. He doesn't want to pass the reins because he's the guy that's always had the reins. So once he
How old
doesn't
is your
have
dad?
it,
How old is your dad?
73, 74, around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
up there. He's up there.
He's getting there.
But he's sharp as a tack.
No, yeah.
Maybe not as much as you before, but man, before it was annoying, dude. Like, I couldn't compete with that. Like, it's like he's like, it got to a point where like, eventually he'd be like, I could do this, I could do that. And I'd be like, yeah, I could do it too, Dad. I'm just like, now I'm like, I'm a different person than you, Dad. We're different. Like, that's my response now. Because I'm like, I'm just not on your level, bro. Like,
so I think that's the thing that is probably hurting him, because he wants to impart.
He's impart. I'm a freaking split image of him, man.
And I think it's that, but like, I think what he imparted to you is like your grit and your like work ethic, and also kind of
he didn't give me my work ethic. Yeah, he works harder than me. He gave me my charisma, my like street smarts, like just quick thinking, and yeah, that's it.
Well,
and my good looks.
But I feel like your dad has yet to see maybe the the fun side of like, can I actually have fun with my son? Can I actually have fun with my dad? How crazy is that?
Don't get it twisted. If my dad, it's not about he doesn't think that. When there are times where when we're in a situation where we don't talk about work and stuff, we're getting along really well. We're laughing. My dad laughs at all my jokes. Like, we're good. But it's his problem. He needs to learn how to let go and be like, oh, you're getting older. It's okay that you're not the guy. You're not the guy anymore. And that's okay. But he was always the guy. He's the guy. That's why that's the personality that I took. Everywhere I go, I'm not I try to be or whatever, but my personality, I'm like open and I'm friendly or whatever. So I'm not the guy, but you know what I mean? Like people notice me, right? So
you're the life of the party.
Life of the party, whatever. And not so much anymore, but
yeah, you sure are.
Yeah, but that's how my dad is. You know, my dad's the guy that like.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. But I just think that sometimes you got to just remind them, dude. I mean, dude, our parents, they get set in their ways.
Ben, I'm going to take the challenge.
I would love it. And we'll report back. I mean, we're in the holidays, bro. This is the time where people.
You want to be there?
I'm down to be there, bro.
He's like, oh, how's Ben doing? Like, he's like.
I'm surprised your dad even knows who I am.
Of course he does. Dude, he's known you since Juicing days. Because he's like, oh, Mike and Ben, the faithful one. Because he does the Juicing, like the dancing stuff. Like, my dad, and I talk about you guys, you especially, like, you, I've talked, like, Wute, Mark, Robin, you. Like, these are my 4 guys. Like, my parents know your name, know your face. You guys aren't close. You don't really talk to them, but they know you because I update them with your life. By the way, I've updated them with everything, right? So
cool.
Yeah. So it's like, it's just with everybody. Wute, all my friends. So they understand. And so like with when I told them that I was doing it with you, with Dojo, they're like, oh, yeah. He's a successful dancer. So yeah, he'll know. Like, that's good that you're working with him. I did the podcast. I told him I was doing the podcast. He's like, oh, and I told him you had you got the Kinjaz one. He's like, oh, yeah. You can learn from him.
Hey, man, I get it, bro. Like, your parents are probably the same as mine in so many ways.
I mean, all of our parents, we deal with it.
But, it's my mom used to be so much more difficult even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And she's chilled out a lot. I think, well, for one, I think she's just like, just get married and give me some grandkids.
And I think she realizes like, oh, maybe the last years of my life, I don't want to have drama with my kids.
Right. Because my mom used to be way like, dude, breathing down my
smoke.
Just breathing down my neck at all times.
Smoke,
and I just like, yo, dude, you're actually just pushing me away, and that's the middle child thing, right? I'm gonna be the black sheep. I'm like, all right, you putting too much pressure on me. I don't like it. I'm out. But I think. I took my mom out. We went out on a date like a month ago, right? And it's funny. It's like, I mean, we're fine. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not like it's a super talkative time. We went to go get some sushi and whatnot. But she's just it's always the same stuff that she's telling me.
Oh yeah, they go down the checklist. Right?
Yeah, like oh yeah, make sure you got to just marry a good girl. Make sure she loves God and like all this stuff, right? I'm like, I know. Like, you don't need to tell me that stuff. But like, what I left that dinner with wasn't this like, oh, did I do something different this time? All it was like, I am doing something that I know that my mom appreciates. She doesn't ask me. She doesn't ask me when are we going out on a dinner. She's not like putting that pressure on me, but I'm like, I know in the back of my head, my mom wants it.
She's thinking about it, yeah.
And so I'm like, what? Let me just do that. Even if I'm like busy or whatever, like you just got to make the time. And even if it's not like you're freaking moving mountains in this dinner, it's just the fact that like, and my mom says it all the time. My mom, cause she's 75 now. So mortality is very much.
It's coming up,
right?
Yeah, it's coming
She's
close,
like,
yeah.
how many more of these one-on-one dinners are we gonna do?
Yeah.
How many more Thanksgivings are we gonna have? That's why we just got to do it. I'm like, you're right. Oh. And so, it's like even though we're not over here like, breaking barriers on anything necessarily, But I also know that I would be very regretful. Like, God forbid something happened to my mom, right? And I'm like, damn, dude, I should have just hung out with my mom more.
Bro,
I should have taken her out on
regret
more
is
dinners.
there. Like, that's what's it kills me because I'm like, I know I should be more like striving and like geared to like hanging out with my parents, but because I work with them, I want to avoid them as much as possible, and it kills me, bro. It kills me to the point where I'm like, what do I do?
Maybe
Like,
that's the thing. Maybe like, I mean, set it up so you can kind of pass the business on. Maybe you sell it like,
dude, man, like that's where it's like, okay, where do I do? What do I do? Like the risk of like, okay, you know what, Dad, I'm out. I'm gonna do like I'm out. So we can have our own thing. But you know what he's gonna look at is, oh, you couldn't handle it. You cut out like like that's the way that I look at it.
What if you were to like position it where it was like,
No, we need to make it with this, man.
But I'm saying that's why maybe this is what we're doing.
Let's do it.
But
man.
like, it's like, Appa, I want our relationship to be good, and if we're working in the same business, it's impossible.
I said it
for the sake of like me having a good relationship with you. Maybe I shouldn't be working with you. You know what I mean?
He would respect me a lot more for that, but I would be in a.
But of course he's gonna be like, well, then what are you gonna do with your life then? Like,
he wouldn't even ask that. He'd be like, okay. Like the thing is that I put 17 years into this business when it was like the owner literally sold it because he didn't care about it. He had other businesses that are doing well. He was like, I don't. Everyone hated them. Like the staff in the area had a bad reputation. And granted, when I took over, it didn't get much better until later on. But like it's to a point where like if I walk away from it, I did all the work for him to just take it and just be like, yeah, my son can't handle it. He's not successful. I can't do that, dude. I can't do that in my heart. Like, I know that I might be wrong, but that's the vibe that I've gotten from the interactions with my family. When they say don't work with family, that's 100% true.
I mean,
but at the same time, if you are a person that can handle it, do it, right? Because the white light at the end could be. This is the thing. It's gonna if it goes over to me, it's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna take this to the next level. But if it goes on the other way, my dad's literally, when we get in fights, my mom's like telling my dad, sell the business and don't give him anything and donate the money to church. And my dad's like, yeah, I should do that. And I'm like, what the freak? Wow. Like I'm getting a little buzz, so I'm getting a little real right now.
Hey,
but
it's fine,
like,
bro.
It's like,
it is real.
It's like, man, that's why I'm like, really? Like, do you want me to be successful? Like, are you mad that I'm working 4 hours a day and I'm making this much when you think I should be working 12? Like, tell me what's up. Like, your ideologies are confusing to me. Like, it's too much. So,
well, it's a complicated thing. I think we both understand that, but I think I still want to put that challenge in
I will
front
do
of
it.
you.
I will do it. I promise you here. Pinky promise.
Look at that. Okay.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
Promise.
I'm going to try to figure out what I can do to and don't get me wrong. This is something that's been on my mind for a long time. I've been trying.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have the motivation for it, but you doing this right now, challenging me, I'll definitely try. I promise. I'll try to think of something. Maybe we can think of something together,
Okay.
Golf, maybe, I don't know.
We'll brainstorm.
Maybe, like
We'll
I
brainstorm.
suck at golf, but
Does your dad suck at golf?
maybe he hasn't played for like 15 to
I would say don't do something both of you guys suck at because you guys can get frustrated. Because you guys are going to be mad at the fact that you guys
or you
suck.
just laugh. Oh yeah, for us, the type of people that we are, that we're not happy when we suck at something. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So do something that you guys can both
We
just
read the Bible
enjoy.
together.
You don't read the Bible.
I don't read the Bible. That's why it's a thing together, because he does, I don't.
But you don't enjoy it. So
How about this?
You can get
We and then we read the Bible
Bro,
together.
that would be very interesting.
Be amazing.
That'd be interesting.
That would be amazing, dude. I would love to with my dad, man.
Well, if you can convince your dad to do it,
We'll
more
actually
power to it's
record it.
legal. It's legal.
Well, yes, and that's what's funny is that my parents are more like inclined to be like, oh, alcohol, which is legal, and then like
Tell your dad to eat a brownie. He's like, Appa, it's a dessert.
I was actually thinking about tricking him and not telling him and being like, that's God.
Hey, however it works, man.
That's wrong.
Just,
Yeah, that's
just
wrong.
figure it out, man. Figure it out.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, I think
We hit the mark.
We've been
right?
going,
We've
bro.
been going for a
We're
while. Sorry.
well over an hour.
Sorry, you opened up a floodgate.
Nah, I felt. You know what? I didn't want to go there, but like I felt like, you know what? Sometimes it just needs to come out, man.
No, thank you. Like
Sometimes
today,
just
like
need to
you
go
were asking
there.
me questions. Like I really needed a vent. Like I had a lot of things built up.
I sensed it.
Yeah,
And
so-
you know, that's what this is for. It's a place for free thought and just let's just be real.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate, and I know it's not easy to talk about this stuff on air for other people
I hope, you know.
to hear. But I mean, this is real talk. This is conversations
This is
right
what we
here.
want, right?
This is the real
what we
stuff that
want.
like, you know, we really live this life, and I'm sure whoever's watching
Yeah.
and listening, like there's someone out there that can resonate and, you know, relate to this.
We're trying to be not
And we don't have the
scripted,
answers.
unscripted, unfiltered, you know, like
We don't have the
and
answers.
sometimes it might be really not PC or like off-putting, but that's
But
what I'm worried
we're
about.
also
you know?
figuring it out.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out, trying to do better. We're trying to like relate to our parents that we feel like are just,
Yeah.
you know,
man.
aliens to
Shout out to
the way that
parents,
we
man.
think. But no, for sure. We love our parents. We wouldn't be here without them.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, I'm like reversing all the stuff I've learned from my youth, my childhood, my parents in my marriage. So that's another whole. We gotta talk about that. You know,
That's
happy
big.
wife, happy life. You know, it's like
we gotta bring Vero onto the pod,
bring it
man.
on.
You know. Well, folks, thank you for watching and listening.
Yeah.
If
Thank
you
you.
are
If you did
even.
listen, shoot. This is a therapeutic
yeah.
session.
This
you know?
is therapy. This is welcome to therapy for Asians.
Asian.
No, but we appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys are digging what we're talking about, hop on to your podcast platform. Leave us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, leave us a rating, leave us a
comment.
review, comment on our
review. Let
socials.
us know.
All the things. We don't want you guys to be working over here, but that's helping us out. And we got guests that we're gonna bring on. Feel
We
free to
always say
like,
that.
yeah,
We
feel free
haven't had
to leave us a topic that you would want us to talk about, or a guest that you
Or
would
guess
want
you
us to
want to
bring
see,
on.
and we'll try to get them. You know what I mean?
Exactly, we'll do our best.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys. We love y'all.
Love y'all.
Stay up. Be safe.
Peace out.
Conversations. We out of here. Peace.